From an undisclosed location in North America, you're watching Card to Card. This week's episode of Card to Card, we're going to be talking about the Metal Man of Alabama. This is a holographic card. This is from the Cryptid Nation Mezu set, 2nd edition. And I really like the look of this cryptid, but I know nothing about the Metal Man of Alabama. There's the close-up of the art. Really cool background there, kind of like a trippy. It is art by Ajukos. And so what is this? What's the deal with this guy? So the story of the Metal Man of Alabama, it takes us back to all the way back to October 17th, 1973 in Falkville, Alabama. And he is also likewise known as the Falkville Metal Man. So on this fateful October night, the Falkville, Alabama Chief of Police, Jeff Greenhaw, he received a frantic call. They were reporting a UFO in a field just outside town. Now, at first, he thought he was dealing with, quote, an idiot. He then, this is a quote that he mentioned in an interview. He then stated, "After that, things were just so strange. This wasn't real. It wasn't really happening, but it is happening to me. Why me?" So apparently, whatever he saw out there, it was unbelievable, but he had to admit he was seeing it. So he drove out to that field in his police cruiser and found a 6-foot-tall humanoid figure. And this figure was wearing a reflective material. And at first, he thought it might have just been a bunch of aluminum foil, but he could not find any like stray pieces at the scene. And the head and the neck, you can kind of see that in the picture here, or in the illustration. The head and neck were kind of fused together, and different angles that you would look at the creature, it would shine back different lighting. So apparently, the officer was able to, he took 4 pictures, and we actually have one of the pictures here now. And this is the actual photograph taken by this police chief of the Metal Man of Alabama. Now, anytime we do stuff like this, we like to preface by saying viewer discretion is advised, because this can be kind of scary stuff. So here we go. Here's a picture of the Metal Man of Alabama. Now that's an actual photo, one of these 4 photographs that that the what's his name, Jeff Greenhaw, took. All right. So when I look at that picture, to me, it kind of looks like just someone in a cheap costume. But the officer said that this being did not move like a human. He almost, when he would run, it was almost like he had springs in his feet, and it reminded the officer of a robot in its movements. And it started moving away from Greenhaw, so he jumped in his patrol car and he gave chase to it. And he had actually he was driving through a field, so he couldn't go very fast. The vehicle he was in could only get to about 35 miles per hour, and he was losing ground on the Metal Man. And so obviously a human being cannot run 35 miles per hour. So this being was far exceeding human capabilities. And then at some point, Jeff Greenhaw, the police officer, he crashed or wiped out or something in that field and lost sight of the creature. So this event came at a cost. You know, this was all nice and dandy that he witnessed all this and took pictures, but it came at a cost for Chief Greenhaw because he became subject of ridicule, and he left the police force and made him question his own sanity at times. But he did have those photos, and he could look back at those photos and you know, say, hey, I'm not losing my mind. I did see this. Here's the proof. And kind of like keep belief in yourself, you know. But he was able to do that until 1983, because in 1983 someone mysteriously broke into his home and stole those photos along with the weapons that he had in his police car that night. So very unusual that those particular items were stolen. So that brings us to the question, what in the world did Chief Greenhaw encounter? Was it just some crazy guy in a super-powered aluminum foil covered suit? Or was this like a robot? A futuristic robot? Or was it like an alien? Well, while you contemplate that, we actually were able to find some long-lost video footage of the Metal Man of Alabama. And let's go ahead and roll that. Okay, so that, I don't think that was the Metal Man of Alabama. Wow, and hopefully he's doing okay. But what are your thoughts? That's what the important thing. Put down in the comments, guys. What are your thoughts on the Metal Man of Alabama? What was this thing? Was this a true story? Was that? What do you guys think? What in the world did that police officer encounter? Was it all a hoax? It'd be really strange to me that a police chief would, you know, create this type of hoax. So I think he really did get a call, really did go out there, and he saw this stuff, this thing. But man, when you look at that picture of the that he took, it just looks like a guy in a suit. I just can't get past that. So I think maybe he saw this. This was just some guy out there wearing a suit. I don't know how he was able to outrun the vehicle, the police vehicle, unless you know, the policeman like maybe exaggerated the chase part of it. So I think it was a guy in a suit. I don't think this was an alien or a robot. I mean, there is, I guess, a chance it could be a robot, but it just does not. That looks like a guy in a suit. So, this is the part of the video where we take a closer look at all this. Look at the flavor text. Look for little Easter eggs on here. It does say the date of birth, October 17th, 1973. That matches up. Falkville, Alabama, that matches up. And it says the tinfoil alien was clad in a suit fabricated from or similar to thick aluminum foil, insanely bright and as smooth as glass. Now that was a quote from Greenhaw, that it looked like it was smooth as glass. Now that picture didn't look like it was smooth as glass, but anyway. Nice art by Ajukos. I really like this cryptid, even though it's kind of a goofy story. But definitely, if you're in Alabama and it's at night, you're in a field, and you see something whiz by you out of the corner of your eye, and you shine that flashlight over there, and you see light flashing back at you, you definitely need to keep your eye out.